Hello everyone, welcome to Unit 2. Right now we have new discussion for the material. In here we are still discussing hortatory exposition with different topics to discuss. Okay, let's jump to the learning. Today in here, we are learn hortatory exposition text with different topics. So in here we will discuss the topic about health protocol. And this is our basic competence for our learning.
3.9 Membedakan fungsi sosial, struktur teks, dan unsur kebahasaan beberapa teks hortatory eksposisi lisan dan tulis dengan memberi dan meminta informasi terkait pandangan pendapat mengenai topik yang hangat dibicarakan umum, argumentasi pendukung, serta saran, sesuai dengan konteks penggunaannya. 4.9.1 Menangkap makna secara kontekstual terkait fungsi sosial, struktur teks, dan unsur kebahasaan teks hortatory eksposisi lisan dan tulis, terkait isu aktual. 4.9.2 Menyusun teks hortatory eksposisi lisan dan tulis, terkait isu aktual, dengan memperhatikan fungsi sosial, struktur teks, dan unsur kebahasaan, secara benar dan sesuai konteks.
And this is for philosophy we use in our learning. Before we start the learning, let's remember the material in previous meeting we have learned in Unit 1. For the first, do you still remember what have been learned at the last meeting? This is for the second question. What is hortatory topics we have learned in the previous meeting? Do you still remember? The last question, do you still remember generic structure, language feature or purpose of hortatory exposition text? Let's go to our topic. Our topic is about health protocol. So I have question, what you thinking after know this topic? It's about health protocol. It's about government regulation during the pandemic? Or a healthy lifestyle that must be implemented to prevent the spread of infectious diseases?
Based on what I'm seeing, people are now starting to ignore health protocols because they feel bored with the rules for using masks in their activities. But the act of ignoring health protocols can lead to new diseases.
That statement is based on my perspective. What about you? Any opinion about what is health protocol and what is the function of health protocol?
Okay, for the next I have video for you. Let's pay attention deeper in this video to explore your opinion about health protocol. And don't forget, please answer the question in section A, which is related to the video.
Pandemic is a word that, if misused, can cause unreasonable fear or unjustified acceptance that the fight is over, leading to unnecessary suffering and death.
Life pretty much froze after this day.
There are new COVID-19 cases in North Texas,
and it is spreading fast.
Declaring a state disaster.
Fort Worth Mayor Betsy Price is expected to announce a stay-at-home order.
Dallas County will move to a safer-at-home order.
Our world turned upside down, forcing us to change our ways, forcing us to be by ourselves, and focus on our health. Because we had nowhere to be. What if I told you that in the city, the streets were empty? Would you believe me? What if I told you schools shut down and businesses closed too? Even stadiums weren't rocking like they used to. Would you believe me? We hear words like
Isolation,
Social distancing.
the lockdown.
to wash our hands since they can harm us. To keep 6 feet, we don't know who to trust. The fear turns into greed, so we take more than we need. But we're all in this together. We're all connected, all equally affected. A new dawn will rise. Everything will go back to how it was. Continue on doing the things we love. In the meantime, we'll miss our families.
Happy birthday, Landon.
I missed you.
We'll miss our friends. But we'll all be together again. We used to be on the phone when we're all together. Now we can't wait to get on the phone to be with each other. Will that change? Show support for our community, for the ones we love, and the ones who don't get appreciated enough. Yeah, someday it will all be back to normal. People will fill the streets again. Sports will return. The only question left is, how do we move forward? Will our world change or remain the same? What is the new normal?
Now, let's try to answer the question in section A. Please answer by yourself. It should be based on your opinion. It is useful for you to develop your topic when you want to write a text hortatory because we need to know much more about the topic through your opinion. So let's feel free to share your opinion. This is for the first question. What is inside your mind after seeing the video?
This is for the second question based on the video. What is the impact of ignoring health protocols for us during new normal? For the last question, do you feel bored with the health protocol? Why? In section A, is an example of your idea you can use in composing the text hortatory exposition. For the next we will read the text of hortatory exposition which is based on section A, you can see in the next material. Before we go to the text, let's remember the material in the previous meeting about the generic structure, so you can understand how to compile the text's hortatory exposition more coherent. If you are still confused about hortatory exposition like generic structure, our language features used in hortatory exposition, you can open the explanation in the previous learning in Unit 1 with click the link on the material below on the description on YouTube.
This is for the generic structure that has been learned in Unit 1.
The text of hortatory exposition must consist of the title, thesis, argument, and recommendation. In writing a hortatory exposition text, you must pay attention to the composition of the generic structure of the text in order to create a good text.
For the first arrangement is the title must be related to the text. For the second is thesis. Thesis has function to introduce the main idea about the author's results based on an event or issue being discussed. For the third is argument, which contains the arguments put forward by the author which is useful to convince the reader so that the reader agrees with the point of view presented by the author. For the last arrangement is recommendation. This section contains recommendations, suggestions or a conclusion based on the author. And don't forget the generic structure of the text such as thesis, argumentation, and recommendation must be related to the topic in compiling a hortatory exposition. Let's go to the text of the hortatory exposition about health protocol. Let's read the text.
This is for the example of the text hortatory exposition based on the answer in section A. For the opinion in number 2 in section A, for the example you can develop the topic into a good thesis in the first paragraph. In section A, number 3 you can use or develop your opinion topic as an example of the argument in the third paragraph. For the next you can also develop a generic structure in the text based on your own opinion. That is the last for our short explanation. Let's get some practice. Please answer the question in section B. The question consists of tenses, general structure, and about content of the text. And the next in section B, the assignment is find out the synonym of the word on the text. This is for the last assignment. Please make a group. The group consists of 4 students and don't forget to complete the missing sentence below into a good hortatory exposition text and give the suitable title for the text. Each student has part to choose thesis, argument 1, argument 2, or recommendation to arrange the text into a good hortatory exposition. This is the last for our study in Unit 2. We will continue discussing the material in Unit 3 for a new topic in our study.